Have a Flowery Hawaiian shirt.
Temporarily be a
Commissioner's
recess.
Court. Do flower shirt Friday.
Jeff, did you bring our practice boards in this morning?
No, I didn't bring them in. I was
Okay.
waiting. Nancy didn't get the clear message
Didn't
whether
get
we
a
should
clear
play or
file.
not in the area. Our
Practice
practice
boards.
boards.
All right, taking care of that, thank you, Brendan. So if we can continue. I will, just since it wasn't on the YouTube broadcast, I will reiterate that Joelle's announcement that there is a Memorial Day ceremony on Monday, Memorial Day, May 29th, at 8 a.m. out at the county cemetery. And Commissioner Beecham, do you want to repeat your announcement, or are we okay?
No, it's fine.
All right. All right, it is 10:09 and public comment is closed. At this time, let's move on to the consent agenda. I've got a couple of items to pull down. Item number 5, dealing with the bond premiums for our county clerk and our district clerk. We've got to do a little more background on that because there are some statutory minimums that we have to hit on those bond amounts. So I'm going to pull that down until we're certain of those. And item number 12, dealing with the user license agreement for Permidium. Our attorney, I don't think, has had the chance to review that agreement yet. And so I'm going to pull that down until I've had a chance to give that a full look over. Is there any objection to me pulling those from? Okay.
No, and I would like to go ahead and pull item 10 down for clarification.
Thank you.
Pull it to general business?
Yes.
And a question for 13, Cheryl. And I'm assuming these are mainly housekeeping.
It is
transfers.
housekeeping, but I will say a lot of this could have been mitigated if we had the requisitions and purchase orders in place so that we can go over our budgets as is required. But yes, this is all housekeeping. Bills that came in after the year ended for a lot of it.
And the health and, well, the specific one down there in 409 to 570, health insurance for grant employee health insurance.
Yeah, I think it wasn't budgeted for those grant employees out of 570, and so we need to pay that. It just was missed in the budget altogether with in 22.
Okay.
Captain Patterson, the Cornerstone one for the touchscreen master modules. Oh, I didn't see it, Chief McFerrin. It's either one of y'all. Do you know what those are?
What item number?
Consent agenda number 8.
So those are the microphones that the officer uses to speak with the inmates inside the cells.
Okay.
Have we had some go bad, or these spares, or?
The last ones that I ordered were replaced with some that had broken, and then I've got one more that has broken.
So these don't last very long.
Well, they get a lot of use all day long. You know, you're constantly talking to inmates back and forth through that. That's the two-way communication that we're required to have with the jail commission. And so it's like the old school, just like that. It's on a platform, but it's there, you know, when you move them up and down and constantly moving them around for officer height and stuff like that, they just wear down.
Okay.
I mean, we've had them in the facility for 2 years now, so.
Let's pull that down and discuss that a little further. There might be a better source. Yeah.
As far as I know, we order them through Cornerstone. That's who installed the system. I believe they're proprietary. I don't know that we can get something different
Well,
with those. I don't know.
well, Brendan and I can run out there if you don't mind and take a look. There's a lot of different audio sources that we can, but we'll,
So Commissioner, did you want to pull it to general business for further discussion or
Are we-
pull it off for today?
I do know that those have to be programmed for that system.
the microphones themselves,
Right.
there's no programming in the microphone.
It's for the system. Like, I can't take one from one pod and move it to another pod, it won't work, it has to be programmed.
Do we have to look at it?
Let's,
It might be a
let's,
smart
let's
thing.
pull it for today. Not that you don't need it, but let's do some further research. If we're breaking microphones that quickly, there may be other options.
Patrick,
Well, those microphones are gonna put us out of compliance. We don't have any backups right now. And how long is it gonna take to get them?
Usually they get 'em once I order them, it takes a couple weeks to get in. 2 weeks or so, I believe was the last time.
Yeah, we don't have any more pods we can close, do we?
I do.
There's one more?
Mhm.
Okay, okay. never mind.
Let's pull it down for further discussion then. Let's
Okay.
move it down into general business.
Patrick, are you going to, your guys gonna do your, plant work there, your bedding plant stuff that's on here? Any way we could con you into doing a temporary spring plant thing in front of the, tax office while they're over this way? I noticed it was Thursday, I guess it was over there, and it was milkweedy.
Yeah, sure. I can talk to.
It's not very big
Passcode.
and just something temporary, cause Mark probably put in something hedgewise or little plant, lifelong thing, but.
Sure, send me the details. I'll get with them, Passcode, and we'll get it done.
All right, so what I've got is consent agenda, motion 5 has been pulled off. Item 8 has been pulled to general business. Item 10 has been pulled to general business. And item 12 has been pulled off.
So moved with changes.
Second.
All right, the motion has been made to approve the consent agenda as amended by Commissioner Fincannon and seconded by Commissioner Beecham. Do we have any public comment on the consent agenda? All right. All those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. All right, general business, item number 1, review and approve the regular bills for payment. Order county treasurer to disperse payroll and bill payments within 72 hours via U.S. mail, FedEx, UPS, or electronically unless directed otherwise, or may be picked up and ledgered in the treasurer's office.
Make a motion to pay the bills.
Second.
All right, motion's been made by Commissioner Buchanan and seconded by Commissioner Beecham. Do we have any public comment on this item? All right, all those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Item number 2, discuss, consider, and/or take action to approve TK Elevator Corporation invoice number 100051961 in the amount of $290,225 for the remainder of the contract amount, and invoice number 10005196692 in the amount of $57,950 for retainage to be paid from Permanent Improvement Fund.
Judge's project is substantially complete, however, it is not complete, so I would make the motion to approve invoice ending in 671 for the amount of $290,225 and remove invoice ending in 692. That's our retainage. So until we pass the final inspection, we should not release that retainage.
Second.
I was hoping the 290 was the total, but obviously it's not.
Still a little bit there left. All right, motion has been made to approve payment of invoice ending in 9671, and the other invoice taken off. Motion was made by Commissioner Beecham and seconded by Commissioner Watts. Do we have any other questions or comments on that? Do we have any public comment on that item? All right, motion's before us. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Item number 3, open and take action as necessary on crew cab chassis bids for precinct 2.
Oh,
Our official opener is
sleep at the wheel.
Big old stack, and
Only one judge from,
foundation.
Foundation.
all right. Got one bid from Foundation for a Ram 5500 2023 year model. Unit price $74,262. Warranty period 3-year, 36,000 miles, and then 5-year, 100,000. Extended warranty is offered for 60 months at a cost of $4,500 total. Delivery time after order is 0 days. Y'all want to see the?
What, is that a 350 Mickey or a 250?
That's a 5500.
So it's bigger than, it's like a
Yeah, the one I had,
super duty.
the one that we'd actually looked at and got a quote on before was at 3500. This does include the dump bed and all on it though.
So is that is the same as like an F550, right? Okay. So it is a pretty good size.
Mhm. Same physically size as a one-ton, but because of that, I'd like to take it under advisement. Because I'd like to check on that 5500 versus 3500. And Cheryl, I think on my capital for that, I think I only had like 50,000,
Yeah.
but
We'd
I
have to do a
believe that's
budget
right.
amendment to move it out of
and
category.
the bed is when I put it out, I put the bed out also because I'm not gonna replace a service truck bed. This particular kind of bed, I can use it for the multiple different things and not just one thing. So that's why I'm going this route. It'll get rid of one truck in the long run. So, all right. Motion to take it under advisement.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Fincannon, seconded by Commissioner Watts, is to take the bid under advisement. Do you have any public comment? Any questions? All right, motion's before us. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Item number 4, let me get my reading voice ready. Discussion, consideration, and appropriate action regarding settlement terms with allergen defendants and authorizing the county judge or other authorized officials to execute the settlement participation and release forms regarding statewide settlement offers in the matter of Texas statewide opioid multi-district litigation for the county in the matter of national prescription opiate litigation in the Illinois 117-MD-022804. Let me preface this one. So this is similar to what this court has done before. When each of the defendants comes to a settlement, the court has to come and approve the settlement terms. And so we've had another defendant come to a settlement. That's what this language is for, is specifically with allergen. And just as a reminder, for all of these opioid settlements, the funding comes in 2 different tranches. One is a direct allocation to the county, and then the other one goes to a regional fund that will be split up amongst counties who have to go and get permission. Who have to go and get permission for what they want to use the funds for that second tranche.
What is the amount of the settlement?
So for this one, the direct allocation to Wichita County will be $66,000 over 7 years. The abatement fund for that regional is going to be much substantially higher than that, and that'll be later.
So less than 10,000 a year over 7 years, you said?
It's not equally over 7 years. Hold on one second.
I call them.
And I do think this one is split evenly over 7 years. So it'll be less than 10,000 a year. So yes, so what we would be doing, and I did, our special counsel on this, he wasn't in town today, so he couldn't come and present. I have asked, and we're gonna get him on the Friday schedule, just to give the court an overview of the whole settlement, how that's working, where we are in that process. We're gonna ask him to do that in the next couple of weeks.
How is your understanding of when we can participate in the regional fund?
The AG's office has not sent out they haven't opened up the application process. So we're still waiting on them and the Texas Opioid Council. I'm unclear as to if the Opioid Council is the one who has to open up that process, or if it's the AG's, but yeah, they still haven't opened it up.
And your understanding is it's going to be, as a grant would work, to make application for that money, special
That's
needs
correct.
of any county?
Yeah, that's correct.
Is it directed only a particular way? It has to involve something?
It is specific to opioid mitigation and treatment. It has to be opioid related.
The way it's put is opioid-related remediations and or abatement.
Yep.
And there will probably be specific categories of how program, it would be just like a grant. We would come to them with a proposal for us. But
Do you think it would be like, could the jail, could indigent health, the
We would have to start
remodels
tracking that
of
all.
those?
Yeah, our mental health provider in the jail would obviously fall under that.
It's just gonna depend on
It's gonna
what they
depend on,
review,
yeah,
what their categories are and how they.
they haven't issued any real guidance yet
I
on
see.
that trust fund.
Okay.
And I mean, I do think we should expect, we'll probably see more settlements coming down the road in the next year, so. So we'll be back to do this again with each one of those as they come in. So,
We need
yeah,
a
so
motion
what,
to accept. Make that a motion.
Second.
all right, we have a motion to accept and authorize the county judge to execute the forms for the allergen settlement. The motion was made by Commissioner Beecham and seconded by Commissioner Fincannon. Do we have any public comment on this item? All right, motion's before us. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. All right, item number 5, receive auditor's report for April 2023.
I think Mike sent it just now so that it would get lost.
Good.
Just had to put it on general business so y'all could go ahead and ask your questions now instead of a week later.
So what you're saying is, I'll get rid of my computer.
Paper doesn't always work. Computer don't work.
No, nothing always works. Would you like to make any kind of overall report or summary while we?
Overall, most of our funds are pretty healthy except for permanent improvement. Obviously, we're waiting on Harper Perkins so I can move money from ARPA. It's currently broke. It looks like it's not, but the rest of that is all jail, so it's LEC bonds that are sitting out there, so we can't really touch those except for the LEC. Otherwise, we're
It's-
looking pretty
It's
healthy.
broke, but it's being backfilled with ARPA.
It will be
once-
backfilled when I can get
yeah, Yeah,
an itemized bill for each area.
So we're on hand, the breakdown of cash, I can take those amounts and add them together, and today, that's what's on hand? Or Friday, that's what was on hand?
Well, this is as of April 30th, so
Or April 30th, that was what was on hand?
yes. In all of the areas, general fund, all our road and bridge, all our various special revenue funds, capital projects, debt, all our grants. The area that's kind of, we can't really touch, belongs to other funds or is special, is the custodial funds. Those, most of that money belongs to someone else, an individual.
But that's considered cash in this chart.
It is cash, it's in the bank.
But tax pool and investments are two separate numbers.
Yes.
And they can be added together for a
Yes.
So in the statement of revenues, just a question. The estimated number was just a hair over 40 million.
Yes.
Parent taxes.
Yep.
Yep.
And the year-to-date is 18 and a half. That sounds in line with where collections should be at this point of the year.
Remember, the 23 revenues isn't coming until October, really. This all kind of runs a year behind. Some of this is prepaid, but most of the October revenue actually, or the 23 revenue is collected in the fall.
Cheryl, on the debt service schedule, the limited tax general obligation bonds, the interest rate is 2 to 5.
Yes, it
What-
varies. Most of it is actually sitting about 4 to 5% right now.
And what makes it range like that?
That's kind of how the amortization schedule was set up in the very beginning. I think in the very beginning it was 2%. Right now it's just 5 really until the way out. This has to do with our bond rating, which was significantly hurt by the failure to file audited and complete reports in prior years.
But this indicates that we'll close 2 of the
Yes.
tax note
Mhm.
and then the
Mhm.
vehicles, Patrick's vehicles in
Mhm.
2023.
Yeah, and I think the last one, that one that matures in 24, I think it matures in like January, so it should be pretty early into 24. So most of those are all gonna roll off really soon, and we'll be just left with the LEC. I can't remember what the period of time is, but I think we have several more years before we can technically refinance that LEC bond. So when we get to that period, we'll evaluate. It may not behoove us to do it with the interest rates going up, so.
Through the first third of the year, looks like we don't have any departments that are out stripping
No,
where that we would need to be worried about.
no, not yet. Most of the departments do relatively well, staying within their total budget. The only one that's kind of an anomaly, and there's not a lot we can do about, is the jail.
Yeah.
But that just depends on staffing and what our inmate population is. If I had a magic crystal ball, I'm sure we would all love it.
Well, it's just good to have a report that breaks this down, Cheryl, so thoroughly and kind of gives you a good overview of where we're at and the month we're talking about.
And again, if there's something else that you kind of want to see or that I'm not quite here, we can certainly try to add that for you.
And we knew this because we approved them when they come through, but,
But
The
it's hard to
odd
imagine the aggregate though when you're approving.
yeah, and it was just, I was looking at the attorney fees and county programs. We
Yes.
blew right through that autopsy fees
Yes.
budget. And we knew that because we had to approve them, just,
It adds up, and every year seems to be a little bit different, but that has gone up a lot.
Talking, Jim, about money and maybe Mel and you, I knew you'd have a grip, but the Attorney General is trying to make an opinion on what the city of Austin is talking about doing with their M&O and INS. Are you familiar with what I'm talking about? Mel, did you see?
No, I'm not. I don't
Okay.
know about that either.
I just, when I see this, it makes me think they're, in essence, they're wanting to do a flip and move M&O and INS, just flip them to, because of the cap doesn't exist on INS. And you, did you read
I kinda-
anything or saw an article? I just,
Yeah, just briefly, I think they're wanting to use, they're trying to switch them up, but I don't know that that's gonna.
and it makes me think of it when I see this. I didn't understand thoroughly what was going on, but I think the state is really trying to push back.
yeah, I can imagine. Okay. No, I hadn't seen that, Jeff.
That-
One thing I did see that just popped out to me, the payments to other, hold on, I gotta find it again. Support payments to other entities.
Yes, it's laid out in the budget.
So how are we, on that one?
Some
how
of
are
them
we
get them
over?
monthly, some of them get them quarterly, some of them get them annually. It sort of just depends on our agreement with them.
But I mean, those are set in the budget as, so how are we, on that one specifically, why would we be over?
Shouldn't.
Which fund, Judge?
Hold on. So it's gonna be in 656, attorney fees and county programs, and it's gonna be support payments to entities.
$656.
Uh-huh.
I'd have to look at it. It might be a timing, but
Okay.
It could be something that wasn't accrued yet in the, back to 22. Cause we're still cleaning it. Let me look.
Cheryl, do you have any, and I see this reoccurring here in indigent healthcare, and I saw it in Constable before, but do you have any problems if departments ask Victor, he's got a template, he gives me a template that I can put my positions into, and then it calculates all of the categories within the budget for funding that our expense, on the expense side of
Oh, that's
salary.
fine. I mean, I'm gonna go back through and redo all of the calculations anyway for all payroll taxes and benefits, so.
Okay.
I mean, he could send that out, but
Okay.
I'm gonna handle that in mass
Okay.
at the end.
So we really don't even need to put them in there. You're gonna do it.
For benefits, no, cause the salaries have to get set first. Y'all have to decide what
Mhm.
you're gonna do with them, and then I'll do the
Okay.
benefits calculations.
Okay.
Cause otherwise, that's gonna go all over the map.
Well, I had, there's 3 or 4 years ago, I missed it on the calculation side of it, and it hurt, you know, I
It
just
does.
struggled with it, so.
So last year when we did it, I stick it all in a giant spreadsheet and do everyone's to capture all of the rates, cause I also still have to get the health insurance rate
Right.
and everything. Otherwise, y'all are trying to, you know,
Trying to
And-
guess.
you're just trying to guess.
And the annual payment for the insurance payment for the period, what's the start and finish date of our health insurance?
January to December, it's a calendar.
And so our proposed full cost of health insurance from January to December 2023 is what?
I would have to look, I don't know what the aggregate is, I know by fund, I can look that up pretty quickly.
But as far as just a single,
Yeah, I'd have to run them, cause they're budgeted all differently.
well, I'm using 5 million, and I mean, that's
It's-
ballpark, right?
It's roughly $900 a person, a month.
And they have give us an estimate, Nancy had shown.
They have, yes. It's mostly final, yes. It is something that we need to probably discuss on whether or not we want to raise our HRAs and all of that, but that's a budget discussion, so. That number only goes one direction.
Indeed. All right, anyone have any, everyone had a chance to look through any other questions?
No.
If you'll need more time, just let me know. All right, any public comment on this item? Okay, we don't need to take action on it. Thank you very much, Cheryl. All right, item number 6, receive update on courthouse renovation, elevator projects, and county courthouse annex. Mr. Beecham?
Still moving along. Did have a pre-inspect of car 2 elevator last week. Discovered that in order for it to pass inspection, we were required to condition the airspace within the penthouse. So we're doing that in-house. Rick and his crew are working to install a mini split right now. That'll be a net cost of under $2,500 in order to get that done.
What does that do? What does that help with, Mark, when you condition the air?
In the penthouse, so it's a concrete box up on the top that used to house all the equipment for the elevators. Now it houses the controls for elevator 2 and the motors. So in order to keep the controls within a compliance temperature, it needs to be conditioned.
I see.
So they're hard at work getting that done, so it's nothing that's too drastic of a project. It would have been nice to accomplish that before we got to this point. Everything else looks like it's on order. I think the smokes and everything that we were lacking last week have all been installed, so hopefully we can get both inspections done at the same time and finally put that to rest. Rest of the project's moving. We ran into a slight design issue in the annex build back, dealing with the ceiling. They're having to look at changing some of the reflected ceiling plan to meet what that building actually is. So, no, it's not that big of a deal. It's just we gotta do a little redraw on that. Shouldn't be extra cost associated with it, just time. That project's moving well. Here, should be putting floor tile down in the back elevator lobby this week. Library furniture was delivered Friday, so we're ready to start standing that up. Everything's moving.
All right, do we have any questions on this side?
They're gonna put an additional air conditioning unit in that penthouse, or are they just gonna tie it into it?
No, it'll have its own mini split, and we'll have a temperature alarm if it goes out of compliance that we'll know when it's bad. So it'll have its own split unit. It's not a very big space. It's not a very big unit going in. So, but the equipment's already purchased and being installed in-house, which is probably a good thing in hindsight that we're doing it in-house, because we saved all the contractor fees.
Good deal. Do we have any public comment on this item? Okay, so then let's go to consent agenda items that were pulled down. We've got, first we'll do consent agenda item number 8, which was motion to approve Claiborne Manufacturing Company, Cornerstone, estimate number 05152023-CR01 for 4 touchscreen master modules with 12-inch gooseneck microphones at a cost of $4,002, including freight, for the LEC to be paid from LEC bond funds.
Can we just amend that to approve the expenditure of the money and let what generic, not where it's going, let pending
If you find something
inspection,
better.
pending inspection from Brendan and myself, see if there's something that will work better with that system. So, without seeing it, I don't know what you got. I mean, but microphones, if it's the gooseneck that's breaking, we might be able to find a better option that will work with the system. I know, like, those microphones have to be programmed, but it like takes that long to do it with cell phones.
So what you're saying, essentially amending the motion to approve spending up to $4,002 on microphones for that type
For
of...
that, yeah, for that.
Including freight.
Yeah, yeah. Pending review from IT.
That way, if they can find a better deal, they can buy it.
That
If
way we're not
they can go
delayed
ahead
if we
and order
don't,
'em.
if we find that it's proprietary, all the parts are proprietary, then we move on, and if not, we can possibly come up with something that don't break.
Okay, let's see. So motion to approve Claiborne Manufacturing Company estimate for 4 touchscreen master modules with 12-inch gooseneck microphones at a cost of $4,002, including freight, pending review by IT?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fair
For
enough.
the LEC to be paid from LEC bond funds.
That still only allow you to be able to approve their invoice.
That's
No,
correct.
no, yeah, take the name of the company.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I wasn't
Yeah,
sure if
yeah.
it was, all right.
Yeah.
I don't know
I
that
think
you
he
would,
wants to
you need to take that
approve
description
for
off
4
there too.
touchscreen master.
I don't know
Not
that you
even
want
the
to list it.
estimate, just take all that out.
Yeah, just approve up to The up to amount,
for microphones, not all that other, because you might go a different style,
That's true.
so. Or you might find out you have to do that one. and
you may,
it'll
may
already
very
be
well,
approved.
it may very well, but
Okay.
Is this, Lisa, the group that you trade with out there for that's your go-to person for?
It's,
Yeah.
it's through Cornerstone, the
Yeah.
people that installed the programs and all the electronics and stuff.
yeah, Cornerstone has most of the detention equipment in the building, so
Correct.
we'll- almost the entire system is based on Cornerstone's
Yes, sir.
stuff.
So Cheryl, Melvin, if we approve up to $4,002 for microphones pending review by IT, they get in, they figure out that that specific estimate is the one we're gonna have to go with. Does that language keep us from
No.
moving forward? No.
No, I don't
Okay.
think so either.
All right.
As long as it's up to the amount. I don't, if you want to go over, I think you'd have a problem.
Yeah, if you go over, then we'll have to come back.
Okay. All right, did you make that motion, Commissioner?
Yes, yeah, that just simplifies things.
I'll second.
All right, so the motion is to approve up to $4,002 for microphones, pending review by IT, for the LEC to be paid from LEC bond funds. Motion was made by Commissioner Beecham and seconded by Commissioner Buchanan. Do we have any public comment on this item? All right, motion is before us. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. And then the second item that was pulled down for discussion, general business, was consent agenda number 10, motion to approve Tacoma Builders Supply Company quote number 443311 to change out all the cabinet locks and the pods and officer station desks at the LEC at a cost of $26,621 to be paid from LEC bond funds.
Judge, I did speak with Captain Patterson on Friday concerning this expenditure. It's not just cabinet locks, it's to enhance the cabinetry for security purposes. They're changing some procedures within the facility that would necessitate the need for the enhanced security on these cabinets, so, without getting into the security change, so,
Okay.
that pretty much.
Yeah, because I saw that and saw cabinet locks at that number.
Yeah, the cabinet locks is, yeah, but it's more than cabinet locks. It's enhancing the security of
Okay,
the
so this is
built-in
for a
cabinets.
procedural change, not something because the locks have worn out, we gotta replace them.
That's
every 2
correct. The
years.
locks are
Okay.
fine. They're just insufficient with the security, with the procedural change to meet the need moving forward.
Okay. So the
Correct.
motion then will be to approve the quote to enhance cabinetry for security purposes.
Mhm.
That would be a better
Yes.
descriptor of what's actually taking place.
Okay.
Is there a bunch of these cabinets?
Yeah.
137.
That's nice to know. Because, you know, if we're just changing out the locks on some cabinets, 26,000, I was like, my goodness.
Yeah, there's 137 locks that will be changed and then added security to those locks.
Okay.
Are they master keyed somehow, or are they
Yes.
all individual?
They're master key.
Okay.
I'd make the motion to approve out of LEC bond funds.
Second.
This side of the table's carrying it.
Carrying the load.
Yeah. All right, so the motion by Commissioner Beecham and seconded by Commissioner Buchanan is to approve the quote to enhance cabinetry for security purposes at a cost of $26,621 to be paid from LEC bond funds. Do we have any public comment on this item? All right, motion before us. All in favor, please signify by saying aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. And I think Yeah, that's everything. All right.